All right. I'm about a minute early here, so I'll wait a little bit for everyone to join us. But all right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Earth Day. It's been a beautiful day here in Pierre. I hope it's nice where you live as well, and that you had a chance to get out and enjoy it. My name is Sara Casper. I'm a government records archivist at the State Archives, but today I'm coming to you live from my living room and slash my home office, I guess. I've got our manuscript archivist, Matthew Reitzel, and our digital archivist, Nicole Hosette, are going to hang out in the comments and help me field some of your questions as they come in. Um, but yeah, here, as you may know, the Archives Research Room and the rest of the Cultural Heritage Center have been closed for the last 5.5 weeks in compliance with Governor Noem's executive order that was aimed at controlling the spread of the coronavirus. The current executive order expires on May 31st, so we anticipate reopening the research room Monday morning, June 1st. So that's the plan currently. We will definitely let you know if anything changes. But because June 1st is still quite a ways away, we're hoping to sort of fill in the gaps in that face to face interaction that we normally get in the research room with this. It's our new online office hours. So every Wednesday from 4 to about 4:30, depending on how many questions we get. You can join us here live on Facebook, say hi, ask questions, find out what we've been working on, and learn more about some of our online resources, things that you can do at home that you can take a look at. So the research room may be closed, but the archive staff are still available to help you. Now, these office hours are certainly not the only way that you can contact us. Our staff members are working hard from home all week long. So the best way to get a hold of us right now is through email. There's a staff listing on our website that you can go to that has all of our email addresses listed out. You can email any of us. If it's the wrong person, we'll make sure it gets to the right one. um, we do have people that are scheduled to go into the archives as well. They're checking our mail, they're listening to our voicemail messages and trying to get back to people and responding to research requests as they come in. So if you have a naturalization record that you really need a copy of, or you're looking for an obit, we are still doing those sorts of research requests, so you can submit them to us. So if you have any questions, feel free to add them as a comment on this post. I will try and keep an eye on them. Like I said, I've got Matthew and Nicole to help. Hopefully, if I miss one, they'll be able to grab on and answer those for you as well. So, let's see. In the meantime, I do want to tell you about. Hi, Cindy. It's good to see you. I did want to tell you about some of the projects that we have that we've been working on. I said that staff have been working hard from home, and we really have the last 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks now. One of our biggest project is the COVID-19 Documentation project. So we are living in kind of crazy historic times, and it's really important that we capture how South Dakotans are experiencing this pandemic. So we created an online submission site, and we're asking you to send us photos, writings, artwork, short audio clips, video clips, social media posts. I mean, really anything you can think of that documents how you are understanding and experiencing the outbreak. So, how has your daily life changed? What's your new normal? how do you feel? I know that I feel a little isolated sometimes, and so it's good to reach out to other people, and it's good that future generations know what we're experiencing and how we're experiencing it. You certainly don't have to be a professional writer or photographer or artist to contribute. Um, in the future, when historians and researchers are studying this time period, they're going to be a lot more interested in the day to day ordinary activities that we take for granted. So don't be afraid to submit, even if you think it might be boring. It probably isn't. So we've definitely received some really cool creative submissions so far. We'd love to see more, and this is your chance. It's your chance to be part of history. So, in addition to the like asking for submissions from the general public here in South Dakotans, we're also working hard to capture government information that's related to how our state government and county governments are responding to the crisis. So as a government archivist, have been working on that, trying to make sure that we're capturing a lot of like the publication materials that are put out there, resources, the ways that agencies are interacting with the public. So yeah, we definitely want to make sure all that is documented as well. Dun, 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 dun. All right. And then for social media, so we know that there are a lot of people that are spending more time at home than they're used to. And we're trying to provide some new material for you folks to work with. So we've got new posts and activities on our social media pages. In addition to these office hours, we've got the History at Home scavenger hunt. So if you haven't checked that out, you should. It launched last week. We do two posts a day, or a week, not a day, sorry. Two posts a week, once on Tuesdays, once on Thursdays. Their prompts are challenges that will help you find new cool history resources online, and explore sort of your family or personal history as well. So yesterday's challenge was to find a photo of your hometown in the digital archives, and I found a photo for Pierre of the train bridge, the indestructible one that like thousands of trucks have tried to destroy, and it just doesn't even look like it's changed. It really doesn't look like it's changed. You can tell from the photo that I posted on that. So you should go check it out. There's a lot of other people have responded as well. It's a fun post. So let's see. And then every Friday, we're going to add a new batch of jigsaw puzzles to our Jigsaw Planet account. Again, there's a link to all of this on our website. But yeah, so you'll have new puzzles that you can play. They're fun. I really like the little clicking sound it makes as the pieces snap together. It's very satisfying. They're kind of addictive too. So we've got 10 school photos. They're jigsaw puzzles based on photos in the digital collections or our digital archives. And yeah, so far we've got 10 school photos, and then I think we're going to have some fun church photos coming up this Friday. So definitely keep an eye out for that. In addition, we've been working with South Dakota Public Broadcasting on a couple different special features. Excuse me. We've got a virtual tour of the archives that they're doing. Shelley, our state archivist, has been working on that. I think that will be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it when it launches. We'll definitely post about it once that's live. We've been adding information about our collections into Archive Space. So that's our searchable online catalog. If you aren't familiar with it, it's like a library catalog where you search and it gives you information about the holdings that we have at the archives, but the materials themselves aren't available. It gives you like a location and tells you more information about them. So that's yeah, so we've been adding more collections into that. We will definitely do a spotlight on Archive Space in a future online office hours, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Yes. We have staff members who've been doing transcriptions of handwritten journals and documents. That'll be really useful once those things are scanned and available online. Then they'll be searchable all the way through. So you'll be able to find names of people and mentions that you would have had to read through the entire journal before in order to find. So that'll be really nice. Plus, some of the handwriting is really hard to read, so it's better if someone who's familiar with it has taken a pass at it. We've been creating some new lesson plans and activities for teachers that are going to go live on our website. We'll we're going to try and get those up as soon as possible. I know we're running up toward the end of the school year now, but they'll always be available up there for people, including parents who maybe are looking for a fun activity for their kid to do with their kids. We're basing them around our online map collection, so I think that'll be really fun. There's been there's all sorts of great stuff there available online for you to sort of explore. We've also been working on, let's see, improving some of the resources that are on our website. As a government records archivist, I have been especially focused on our page of resources for government agencies, um, sort of trying to improve the training and resources that are available there. We've also been cleaning up our databases and errors that are in like the digital archives, spelling errors, things like that that just happen as you add a lot of data into anything. So it'll be really nice to have those cleaned up for a future. We've been doing a lot of professional development. There are many webinars available for archivists and librarians and people in the museum field, things that are just sort of to help us deal with um, sort of the repercussions of this COVID pandemic, but also just general. What are the best ways to process collections? What are some new fun outreach ideas? And we've been really sort of digging into that lately with our professional development. And of course, we've been responding to emails and reference requests and all of those things. Like I said before, we are still doing those. If you have any that you would like to submit, we are definitely taking them. You can either send us an email about it, you can send us the information in form of a letter in the mail and send a check along with the request for your research, and we will definitely look into that. So, all right. So, if you're just joining us, my name's Sara Casper. I am a government records archivist at the South Dakota State Archives, coming to you live from my living room. We're here just to sort of take questions from you folks, to see, kind of have another way for us to keep in touch since our research room is closed. The archive staff are still working. We're active and we can definitely help you with your research, even if you can't necessarily come into the archives and meet us in person right now. So if you have anything you'd like us to try and answer, or any questions about what the process is like, I'd be happy to go through that with you right now. So, all right. Well, let's see. So I know one of the questions that we get a lot is, so I'll talk with you a little bit about how to submit a research request. So if you have something, you've been on our website and you found, like, in our naturalization records index, you found your relative, and you really really want a copy of that record, or you're looking for an obituary and you want a copy of an obituary, we can do research for you. We charge, it's $15 for a half hour of research time. That covers basically one or two naturalization records, but it also covers the photocopies and the cost to mail. And what you can do to submit that is you can email us, send us the information. And then we'll get in touch with you to arrange a time for you to call with a credit card number, sometime when we're available in the office. Or you can send a check in the mail along with a letter that usually it's a good idea to have like a printout of that particular, of something in particular that you're looking for. Now we can do more in-depth research for you as well. It doesn't work quite as well as if we have a very specific thing that we're looking for, but we can do it, and we are experienced researchers, so it's not like it's something we haven't done before. That though, it we charge about $25 per hour. Again, that covers staff time, photocopies, mailing, and it's basically if you have a more in-depth research request, something that would involve us consulting more than one resource, and then we can definitely send that out to you. So let's see here. To forgive me, this is my first time going live. I keep getting these notices, and I'm not sure what it is. uh, Usually when I'm live, I have somebody else holding the camera and doing all of this sort of thing, and I just get to talk. So, uh, let's see. So, like another question that we get a lot is from folks who um, are just asking us, so when are you going to scan everything? When is everything in the archives going to be available online? And unfortunately, the answer to that is probably not anytime soon. We've got over 12,000 cubic feet of records in storage at the archives. Which is a lot. I think it kind of surprises people when they come like on the tour through the archives facility. A lot of those records, the, the they have people who are very interested in them and very specific people, but they don't have like a really broad appeal. So they're not really. It's We could scan them, but then we probably wouldn't want to put them up online because they just wouldn't see the same use as the rest as other things that we do put up online. And we do have to pay in order to, we pay a yearly fee in order to maintain the digital archives and keep it available to people. So we certainly don't want to pay to have material out there that then nobody's going to look at. So right now, the best thing for us is for a lot of materials to maintain them in, especially paper records, maintain them in paper format, and really focus our digitization efforts on things that have high demand from researchers, or things that are really fragile that will break down, especially media film reels or audio recordings, like cassette tapes, those types of things. Some photographs, especially like glass plate negatives that are really fragile. Those types of things are really what we focus our digitization efforts on for that reason. So yes, so we probably won't make everything available online anytime soon, but we certainly try to select the materials that will be the most useful to all of you folks, be of the most interest. So yes. So does anybody else want to say hi in the comments? So I have an idea of who all is here. I see that there are 12 eyeballs watching me right now. So this is a good sign. Yes, exactly, Liz. Thank you. The investment of time to digitize for sure. Um, yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes money, in a lot of cases. So yeah, there's the time to digitize. There's the cost that goes into that. There's the cost in maintaining those digital files long term, because a lot of times you have, um, I mean, when you create a digital record, it takes active management in order to keep that digital record accessible into the future. So those are there are a few things that we can guarantee will happen in the future. Um, Whatever storage media you are using will die, um, and whatever file format you are using will probably become obsolete, and you'll have to switch to something else. So with knowing that that's the case, you have to sort of plan ahead for that, and make sure that you are actively moving things to new file formats, and maintaining actually monitoring and maintaining the digital files. So Let's see here. So did anybody get to go outside and enjoy the beautiful sunshine earlier today? I did a little bit. It was nice. I've had my windows open all day and it's triggered all of my allergies. So if I start to sneeze or something, that's why. I promise. It's not because I'm sick. It's just my allergies. Mm. The archive staff have been doing pretty well so far. I've been getting weekly reports from everybody, talking with them at our weekly staff meetings, and everybody seems to be in good health and humor for the most part. So, well, I know another common question that we get is, yay! I'm glad you were able to get outside, Nicole. I've enjoyed the sun and the warmth a lot. I have to say I'm enjoying spring. So, yeah, so another question that I get a lot is, so what do your research fees go towards? So when you pay your $15, $25 research fee, how do we use that? Well, we use it to support things like the digital archives online. Hello. um, yeah, so we use it to support the digital archives online, to keep it online. Archive space, our yearly fees are paid by your research dollars. Um, we use the fees also to pay for professional development opportunities, travel, especially if we're speaking, in various places around especially yeah, around the state. Let's see, what else do we use it for? Conservation treatments for materials. We don't really have money set aside in our budget for that. That's extra things that we pay for out of the archives receipt funds. So yeah, those research fees, they really do help us keep our doors open. Like all of our extra activities, everything other than staff salaries, and basic building things. So like internet and computers and um, the lights, power in the research room, building maintenance. Pretty much everything else is paid for with your research fees or by grants. So, all right. Well, if there's n- nothing in particular anyone wants to know, I guess I can say, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you all stay safe and well. We will definitely see you next week. We'll be focused on a lot of. Oh, wait, here we go. I have a question. Fantastic. So, as we clean out our ancestors' belongings, is there something you particularly want for your collection? Oh, that's an excellent question for Matthew, who's our manuscript archivist. But yeah, I mean, we're interested in things particularly that are focused on South Dakota because that's basically our the focus of our scope of our collecting. So we're interested if you've got strong ties to South Dakota, if you've got photographs, letters, scrapbooks or journals, those types of things. If there are, right now, we are particularly seeking suffrage, like women's suffrage related materials. So if you have any of happen to come across any of those, that would be fantastic. Please send them our way. Uh, but yeah, I mean things that are like if your ancestors, as you put it, were involved in like local organizations, that's great. We like those types of materials. Um, Not so much Like we don't really want copies of things that are available other places, so not necessarily like old magazines or things like that. But if there are specific papers from your ancestors, they might be of interest, and you should definitely contact Matthew, who is our who handles all those sorts of private donations. So that was an excellent question. Thank you, Glenna. Okay. So if there's anything else, feel free to send it in. But like I said, thank you again for joining us. If there are particular topics that you would like us to cover in future archives office hours, we would be happy to do so. Please let us know. You can comment on this post. You can also email us. Email me if you like. That would be great. Again, Sara Casper. And yeah, we will definitely see you next week. If there are other resources that we can have make available for you, we're also interested to hear about those. So, we've got a question. So it says, do you have any plans of digitizing newspapers beyond the microfilms that are available at the archives so we can access from home? That's an excellent question. Yes, so we actually have, we've been working with the Library of Congress to digitize some of the older newspapers in our collections and make them available on Chronicling America. So there are quite a few. I can't remember exactly how many rolls of newspapers have been digitized as part of that project, but those newspapers are available to search online for free through Chronicling America. And we will definitely talk about that, if not next week, then the week after, so you can learn more about how to use that resource. But so yes, we for now we don't have any plans to digitize newspapers outside of that particular grant project that we're working with at the moment. Just because we still have an ongoing partnership with them. We have put in a grant application for another cycle. We're hoping we get it, so we can continue and digitize more South Dakota newspapers. Right now, it's up through, we have all of the newspapers that are available there are up through 1922, I believe, 19 or 1921. Kim would know for sure. Definitely early 1920s. So if you've got the so if you're looking for those earlier sorts of articles, then that's a really great resource for you. In fact, let me see here. Let me see if I can get the link in the um, in the comments here. Ah, yes. So you can check it out and see what has already been digitized. Okay. We had a couple really great questions right at the end there, so I'm almost afraid to close things out quite yet. But again, thanks again for watching. This video, of course, will go up on our Facebook feed, so you can watch it again if you want more information on what we just said. And we'll be back again next week. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.